Hello and welcome to IBM TV. Today I'm joined by Stuart Russell, Marketing Manager, EMEA Region for Ross Video. Stuart, welcome to IBM TV.
Hi Ben.
Can you start by telling us a bit about Ross Video?
Oh, where to begin? So we are a Canadian company by origin. Our European headquarters are at Pinewood Studios, which are not too far away from where we're sitting today. We're 42, 43 years old now, and the company's changed an incredible amount over the last couple of years. I mean, when I joined, which is almost 4 years ago now, I think I was employee number 13 in the region. Unlucky for them, lucky for me. I think we're now up to 34 in the region, and we've really spent the last few years putting a lot of infrastructure into place that we didn't have before. We have quite a few more tech support people, we have some project management staff, we've bolstered the sales team, we've put some extra demo artists into that team as well. So touch wood, hope it continues for a while, but things are going okay.
So you touched on there about the expansion of the team, and when I spoke to David Ross at IBC, there was lots of exciting things going on for Ross Video. So what's new for you guys?
Sure. Again, where to begin? David's always a fascinating guy to interview because he speaks his mind and he's always very candid. The thing he doesn't tend to talk an awful lot about is what we're going to be doing in the future, and he keeps all that stuff fairly under wraps, really. As far as this show is concerned, we're doing some interesting things. We're doing something a little bit different this year. For a change, we're actually showing off a live production workflow. So we are running a live news broadcast from our show, from our booth rather. We have a journalist there, we have a presenter, Bethany, who's done some work with Sky in the past. And this all really came about because we go to these shows, we exhibit, we tend to jump into discussions about products very quickly. That tends to be our natural position because we're all a bit engineering-y and a bit geeky in this business. And actually, we are here, we keep telling our customers that we're here to help them to make better TV. And the irony is, when you walk around here, you don't actually really see people making TV. So we thought, well, okay, let's try and go about this in a different way, and not really try and do product demonstrations in the traditional fashion, but actually just have a live news workflow, a live news show, and we can talk to people about the Ross ecosystem of products that are powering the show. But we're just putting some cool stuff up on the screen. We're letting people see what we can do with the products that we have. And I think it's quite interesting. It's working quite well.
Excellent. So will people be able to see similar stuff at other upcoming shows?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we always have a huge booth at NAB. It's always a bit of a monster when we go to that show. We're doing CABSAT in a couple of weeks' time in the Middle East in Dubai. That'll be a similar sort of flavour to what we're doing here. I think it's an interesting way of approaching it. I think we're just trying to change the dialogue a little bit, talk more about the ecosystem that we have, talk more about the creative opportunities that opens up for customers. One thing I should just very quickly mention while you have me is we've actually launched a brand new product at this show as well, which is quite nice. They don't tend to see that too often from companies doing that at BVE, but we've actually launched a brand new pan tilt head. It's called the VR100, and it's a really nice product because it's a little bit smaller and a bit more compact than the previous pan tilt heads that we had, but it also holds a full-size prompter pretty much. And it's exactly the same price point as the previous VR one. So we're doing a little bit of an Apple. We're sort of giving you a bit more functionality and a little bit more in the way of features set, but it's at the same price as the previous model. So
and is that available now?
Absolutely, yeah. No, well, it'll be available within the next few weeks, but as close as.
And the $1 million question, Stuart. What's on the horizon for Ross Video?
As always. Again, without sounding glib about it, who knows? I mean, David has a terrible habit of pulling surprises on us. Usually a few days before NAB opens. I mean, we always joke about what's going to happen in Vegas, and he gives us that smile, and you just know that means he's bought somebody. So I think there's going to be some interesting things coming from us in terms of graphics. That's definitely a platform that we've been investing quite a lot in. Some good things coming in terms of switching, and also I think the IP world, because at the end of last year, as some people will remember, we acquired a company called Covelos. They're a Canadian technology business, and that was very much about IP, and I think the first fruits of that labour will probably appear around about Vegas time. So I think it's going to be some fun stuff in terms of product. It's always interesting from an employee's perspective because we get a little bit of a flavour of what's coming, but David always has a habit of dropping something big on us a couple of days before the show starts. Keeps you on your toes, I suppose.
Absolutely,
keeps it interesting.
Excellent, thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure, thank you.
You can find out more about Ross Video at rossvideo.com.